any one of you here in the audience, 1,000 and also for our visitors online, because we are streaming this event live. I want to apologize that we are starting this late. And this is because we're here in Niteroi, the University of Niteroi, on the EN conference, and we are really happy and very proud that EN is hosting our 9th raffle event from UBI4ALL. So, who are we? UBI4ALL is trying to make real-life stories with basic income. What does this mean? We are a small organization, an NGO, European NGO, who is collecting money by crowdfunding. And every time we have 9,600 euros collected, we raffle this amount off. About the procedures, I will talk a little bit later. And I just want to get a little bit deeper into where we are here. As I said, it is the 21st EN conference in the University of Niteroi, and the conference title, you see it sometimes behind us, is Basic Income and Solidarity Economy, New Horizons for Social Protection. Why are we now here in Brazil, in the neighboring city of Maricá, one of the biggest, if not the biggest policy worldwide. UBI is taking place already. Catarina, you have been there visiting the policy and visiting people and places. So can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
So yeah, we are really happy to be here. This is our first live raffle, so this is really nice, and it's nice that it's taking place in Brazil, not only because the wonderful organizers allowed this to happen, but also because experiments like Maricá, policies like Maricá, and the guarantee, the Renda Básica Maricá in Niteroi happen here. So for people who are watching us, just for you guys to know, there's people watching us in Taiwan, there's people watching us in hopefully other places in Brazil, Portugal, the United States. We have people registered to receive a basic income from all over the world. These policies are really transforming. They are guaranteed income policies, and they happen in local places like in Maricá. Maricá, they already reach a very significant number of people, and they have had a very big transformational aspect in those communities where more businesses are taking place, where people have a better quality of life. So it's really a pleasure to be in Brazil and to have our 9th UBI4ALL winner taking place here live.
Obrigada, Catarina. Yeah, we will shortly be about to be to get another person on this planet to experience life with the UBI. And since this is our 9th raffle and the first that we are doing live, but the basic procedure remains the same. Everybody has already watched other raffles, because this is 9th, we are proud of that, knows a little bit about it. As I mentioned, it was we collected money, 9,600 euros. And persons from over the world, wherever they are winning, can get from 1 year to 5 years a basic income monthly. Why is there a difference in the time range? No, we are raffling off worldwide. We began in Europe, and this was the 800 euros per month, which was the average income throughout the European Union. But since we are now raffling off worldwide, there are a lot of differences in income in various countries. So, for example, in India or Ethiopia, a winner would get 160 euros for 5 years. The amount of the 9,600 stays the same, but it's for a longer period. For example, in Ghana or Albania, it's 200 euros for 4 years. In the upper middle income countries, it's 267 euros for 3 years. Then it comes to 400 euros for 2 years, which would be, for example, Turkey or Argentina, and I think also Brazil is in there. And the high-income countries will, the winner will get 800 euros every month for 1 year. How's the raffle proceeding? We generated, or we have 5,419 persons registered, which means that we have a range of lot numbers sent out from 1,001 to 6,419. So it's the lot number will be, or the winner's number will be a 4-digit number with which we will draw. As I said, we have sent out the lot numbers to everybody who's registered, and we will shortly draw the winning out of the range of the 1,100 to 6,419 numbers. But we also have a very special guest today. Welcome, Patrick Brown. Good to have you here. Patrick is the executive director of Equal Right, an organization advocating climate and economic justice through the provision of a global UBI. Patrick, could you briefly introduce yourself with a few words and tell us about the work you're doing?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Roswitha, and thank you for allowing me here today for this very exciting draw. So I'm the Executive Director at Equal Right, and we are a UK-based non-profit organisation, or NGO, that works on climate and economic justice. We believe that everyone in the world has an equal right to a share of the world's wealth and resources, and that is best recognised through a universal basic income, and that needs to be done on a global scale. So our mission is simple, yet very ambitious. It's a global UBI for all, and we actually started out, and some of you may be more familiar with our previous name, which was World Basic Income. We're delighted to be supporters of today's draw, and it really aligns with not just our values as an organisation, but I think what we need to see more of as a movement, which is innovative demonstrations and ideas to finance and make basic income a reality. With the current political climate globally, we've seen a retrenchment of progressive ideals, but there are still those of us who are stepping up to make these things a reality. And I think there are ways like UBI4ALL, like exciting projects like Commingle in the US. My friend Conrad there with Commingle, another very good example of a peer-to-peer basic income startup. And indeed, examples like Marika and Roy using social currencies, which whilst led by local government are incredibly innovative. And I was lucky enough to spend some time 2 years ago doing some research here, hosted by Fabio. It's great to be back. And I think, yeah, there are so many opportunities outside of the traditional structures of the nation state that we can use to make basic income a reality. And I think you guys are doing fantastic work in the messaging and the narrative around that.
Yeah, thank you very much for the kind words. Appreciation of our work. It is very important, as you mentioned, that advocates of UBI4ALL get of UBI, of course, and all, naturally, get together in basic places like that and lively discussions we all have here. That's also a reason why we are late, because there's so much to say and so much to talk about. And it's really interesting to listen to all the panels. But now, I think, Catarina, did I miss something, some important information right now? Okay. So I think let's get to the point. Should we? Yeah. So Patrick has the honor to draw the numbers, the 4-digit numbers for our next winner, for the 9th winner of our raffle. Catarina, go ahead. Thank you.
So just to explain, as Roswitha said, we will draw 4 numbers. It's the first time that we are doing this live, so it's very artisanal, if that's the right word. Apologies. It wasn't easy to find like little balls that would allow us to do it. I'm sorry they are not as great as they could be, but we tried our best. So we're going to draw 4 numbers. As we said, the numbers are between 1,001 and 6,419, which means that the first number that we'll draw is between 1 and 6. So I took out the other roll, right? Otherwise, we would draw first number and no one would receive it, and that's not what we want. Patrick will be, what we usually say, the lucky fairy. He will draw all the numbers. He won't look at this beautiful bag where we have all the balls. And I'm just going to ask you for maybe do a drum roll every time we are taking each one of the numbers, just to make it fun for everyone. Okay?
Just a disclosure, potential conflict of interest. I am also entered into the draw.
Oh my God.
So we have 2 options. If I draw my number,
Okay.
I can agree to redraw, or everyone in the room, we can go across the room, get a few beers with my income payments. So we'll decide if it comes to that, okay, democratic.
It's kind of difficult now because that would be a very nice program. Okay, so let's go for the first one. Okay, drum roll, please.
Five.
Okay, I'm going to be ready.
The number is 5,000 something.
Put it again. Okay, so now I'm going to put all the others.
All the others come back into the bag again, so that we have all numbers available.
I'm nervous and I'm not ready.
Patrick is drawing the second one. It's 2. So 1,200 and something.
Looks like the old
So
lottery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just look at your number that you have received at home. So again, the third number will be 5 again. So it's 5,250 whatever. So everyone within this range now gets nervous. And we have the 4th number now. Now it's really getting serious. 3. Okay. So the lot number drawn is 5,253. So everyone with a lot number, just look up to what you have received. If you're the lucky winner, and in the background, one of our colleagues will send an email to this person. Catarina is looking for the number of that we can tell at least the first name and the country from where the winner is supposed to be then.
Let me check mine.
Would be a lot of beer then, yeah. Okay, Patrick, would you, in the meantime, when we are looking for the lucky winner, could you tell us about a few words more about what you're actually doing and what is your major aim?
Absolutely.
How do you want to change the world?
Many different ways. But I suppose our big focus at the moment is the intersection of basic income and climate justice. And we are looking at many different ways in which unconditional cash and universal basic income programs can advance positive climate outcomes. So if any of you are around at 4 o'clock today in the other auditorium, the smaller auditorium in Block F, we will have a panel on cash for conservation, which is a new policy field that we are developing and advancing with colleagues at Give Directly and Cooler to other NGOs, where we are implementing unconditional cash transfers to support climate and ecological outcomes in environmentally sensitive areas in places like the Peruvian and Colombian Amazon. We're hoping to get something off the ground in Brazil very soon as well. And we also have projects in Liberia, in Kenya as well. And really what we want to see with that work is a mainstreaming of unconditional cash approaches in the climate world. And we believe there's a wide range of potential applications for climate in loss and damage support, in adaptation and mitigation financing. Very, very wide range of opportunities there. And For the purposes of this movement as well, I think that we can look to the climate space in terms of how organized, global, well-financed it is, and try and find ways to embed basic income within the climate space to allow it to scale up on a global basis. So very much the work of Equal Right is trying to look at how we bring these two movements together in terms of climate and basic income. And also, how can we finance it? One of our big flagship policy ideas is cap and share, which would consist of a limit or a cap on fossil fuel extraction globally, a charge on every fossil fuel that is extracted or imported, and then the redistribution of those revenues as a basic income as well as climate finance. We do have some summary printouts for cap and share policy. I think they were on the stall outside until they started blowing away, but if any of you are interested in finding out more about cap and share, please do come and get one of those. And I would also ask and encourage you all to go on to the Equal Right website, equalright.org, where you can read more about our different projects and campaigns, and also sign the Cap and Share Pledge, which is an initiative that we are running at the moment to get support for cap and share from individuals, organizations, and even countries. And in January, Palau in the South Pacific became the first country to endorse cap and share. We've also been working closely with the government of Malawi. And I'm pleased to have here my colleague Carlos Perez as well, who is based in Bogota and has been working closely with members of Congress there to advance these ideas for a bill that has been recently tabled in the Colombian Congress. So keep an eye on that one. But I'll wrap up there. Do we have our winner?
Okay. So thank you very much, Patrick, for the draw and for the information you gave us about your important project. And I'm really proud to pronounce the name of the winner. It's a lady. She comes from Northern Europe. Her name is Irina, and she's living in Latvia. So, what's next? We are trying to contact Irina and tell her about her win. Should we not be able to get in contact with her, and the time will exceed 3 weeks, then we will put all the money back again in the pot and raffle it off again. But up to now, we never ever missed one winner, even if it took a longer time. One was the one from Greece. It took 3 weeks to find him, but he was lucky when he was on holiday and had him in his mailbox. So let's see what we can tell you about Irina. As soon as we found her, you will be updated throughout our social media channels or newsletters or whatever. So register that you don't miss out any newsletter, and also register for our next raffle, which will take place more or less in 6 months, 6 to 9 months. The time is needed to get 9,600 euros again. This, of course, this time can be shortened if we have a lot of beavers. What are beavers? Those are people who are donating on a regular basis and who are really the most important people in our project because they are really making things possible. You can donate from €1 onwards. On a regular basis, you can then donate once. Doesn't matter at all. Most important that the pot is filled and we can distribute money again to someone who can experience 1 year or even up to 5 years with life on with a basic income. Yeah, thanks again to Bien, who was hosting us here for the ninth raffle, which was very exciting because, as Catarina mentioned, it was the first one we did live. Next time, most probably we'll see you again on the stream. And yeah, thank you very much again, Patrick. Thank you, Catarina. Thank you for the technical support who is doing the recording. And yeah, once again, give Irina a big hand and a lot of applause and congratulate the stream. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye. obtaining raffles.
Isa.